The WCB Podcast, your source for all things Chicago Blackhawks and everything hockey. With your host, Jerome and Tanner. Let's do it. Jerome and Tanner.
All right, it's another edition of the WCB Podcast. It's Jerome. It's Tanner. What's up, bud?
Nothing, man. You know, another month closer.
We are
back to NHL hockey.
We are officially in the month that hockey will be played. Granted, it is only preseason hockey, but hey,
it's going to be there.
Hockey is played.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We are 35 days out as a recording before the Hawks open up their season in Utah. Yeah, this is going to be kind of a somber episode a little bit. Hockey world got rocked on Friday, and still kind of, I don't know about you, but I still kind of feel the more I see about it, the more I feel weird. Like, it just feels weird.
Yeah.
So, we'll get to that here in a moment, but let's just kick it off with some Hawks talk. Not much going on, obviously, but there is a few bits and pieces of news here. First, let's start off with NHL.com did some projections for players point-wise this upcoming season. And while the plan seems to be for Levshunov to play most of the season in Rockford, NHL.com is still saying he's going to put up 35 points in the NHL this season.
Yep, that's what they like. As I'm curious now, is it actual points or these point projections for an 82 game season have been quantified based on factors including but not limited to past performance in the regular season and Stanley Cup playoffs, projected defense pairs, power play usage, injury history or concerns, sleeper upside because it's a fantasy kind of thing. Anticipated regression or bounce back candidacy, age, contract status, and overall upside for the season. The below totals are safe point estimates, do not indicate each player's ceiling or floor, and should be used as a basis for decision-making in all fantasy leagues, especially points-only formats. The order of projected points totals, highest to lowest, differs from NHL.com's fantasy rankings because the latter list takes standard peripheral categories into account. Okay, that doesn't matter. But yeah, these projections just whatever. They have Cale Makar at 95 points, Evan Bouchard at 90. Jesus Christ. And then does he need a contract soon anyway? But yeah, they have Levshunov at 35 points.
So I want to know, after you reading all of that, like what they factor into it is, what are they projecting him to be playing? Who are they projecting him to be playing with? Like all that kind of stuff. Like, because there's been no indication that he's going to be playing NHL minutes this season.
No. Oh, dude. Yeah, Evan Bouchard is in his last year of his contract too. And they project him at 90 points. Can you imagine if he gets 90 points, Evan Bouchard and Draisaitl need contract? But that's not what we're talking. That's not what we need to talk about.
It's a shame. You know, do the Jerry Seinfeld eating the popcorn? Shame for Bowman. Yeah, it's a shame. But yeah, I mean, hey, that's awesome that they're projecting him that many points in a season that he's not expected to play. So I mean, that's got to be a good sign going forward for him.
They got Korchinski is projected 30 points. Let's see if I can find more. Seth Jones is projected 50 points.
What did he have?
Levshunov 30, Levshunov 35, Korchinski 30. Hey, Seth Jones puts up 50. That'd be pretty nice.
Yeah, what did he put up last year? 31 last year.
Yeah, because he looked off Bedard a little bit too many times on the fucking power.
31 points in 67 games last year. He was only minus 15. That's impressive for how
he was like a minus 38 the year before or something like that. The other good thing too, I mean, he really started putting the points up at the end of the season. If he can figure that out a little bit earlier on, that'd be nice.
Stop being a little prick.
Yeah. It's funny that it's like Korchinski at 30. Other players that they have projected around that is like Ryan Pulock, Simon Evanson, who's another younger guy in Detroit, Josh Manson, and Sean Walker. And then it's like Cam Fowler, Zach Jones, who you fucking hate because of the way his name's spelled, Olin Zellweger, is supposed to be a pretty good defenseman in Anaheim, who's a younger guy. Jonas Brodin, Sam Girard, Dmitry Orlov, Jared Spurgeon, Mike Riley, and then it's Artyom Levshunov with 35.
Did you say what they have Vlasic projected at?
No, he doesn't. He's not projected because I think he only had like 16 points last year.
Yeah,
he's not really seen as like a point producer,
right? Yeah, that's why I was more curious than anything if they had something for him. But
no, it only goes down to 30. 30 points is like the lowest.
Shit, give me 20 points out of Vlasic. I'd be happy.
I feel like he might surprise people with the team that we're going to have now and get maybe 25 plus because he's not afraid to actually handle the puck. He just moves it nicely. And now there's going to be more people to like pass the puck to that can hang on to it and score. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a lot of like secondary assists.
I mean, that's
maybe more primary too.
That's going to be huge. I mean, I think that's what's going to be the true, like, it's like a no duh statement, but it's like the big difference maker between this year and last year is that there's actually going to be players that can make plays and step up. And I think you're going to see a lot of big numbers in terms of what this team did last year. But that's why, I mean, they're projecting Bedard pushing 100 points this year.
Yeah. God, is that a safe pick too?
I don't know, man. I think I'd still hammer the under on that if I was betting on it. Like, I think he's going to get very close, but who knows? Maybe he just absolutely fucking clicks with Teravainen or Bertuzzi or whoever that top line is going to be. But hey, Hawks are moving in the right direction.
That's right.
And they're going to continue to move in the right direction because, according to you, have the name from The Athletic.
Oh, Corey Proman.
Yeah, he ranks the Chicago Blackhawks as the #1 pipeline in the NHL currently.
Yep.
But as Tanner was reading into it, I take that with a grain of salt because he's got Nazar as the 14th ranked prospect in our system.
Yeah, 14th ranked in the pipeline, and the pipeline just includes players 22 years or younger. So Bedard's a big reason that they're #1 because it goes Bedsy, then Levshunov, Korchinski, and then it goes Reichel, which I think is odd that like Reichel's so highly rated. Then we get Boisvert, Moore, Sam Renzel, Roman Kanserov, Colton Dock, and Ethan Del Mastro just to round out the top 10 on that list. And so he has Isaac Phillips ahead of Frank Nazar, which I think is kind of insane to me.
That's wild to me that he has got Reichel 4 and Nazar 14.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I mean, that just doesn't make sense to me at all. Like I'm very curious to see or like know what his actual reasoning is for that.
And I mean, they were ranked #2 last year. And the only player that graduated from their ranking last year was Vlasic. And last year he had Nazar at 5. It literally went Bedard, Korchinski, Reichel, Oliver Moore, Frank Nazar.
Why does he have such a hard on for Reichel?
I don't know. I think it was just Reichel had a down season. And I think the season just seemed really long, and he had a few bright spots, but like it was just a down year for him.
To be fair, has he not had a down year yet?
I think he had a pretty good year the year before because he didn't get to play like the whole time, but it was pretty decent.
Let's see. Oops. I don't know. Like I still, like, don't get me wrong, I still want Reichel to be good and to be successful in Chicago. I just don't understand. But then again, he's still so fucking young.
Yeah. That's the thing I think everybody forgets is that he has plenty of time to pick it back up.
11. So he played in 21-22, 11 games, 1 point. 2023 or 22-23, 23 games, 15 points, which he really turned it up towards the end of the season after the trade deadline.
Yeah, when he got the chance to play, and like, I don't know, played with maybe.
That was when he was
he had better
and Domi.
Yeah, he had until Domi got traded, but
Right.
it was Athanasiou and Kurashev, and he had like good chemistry with them. And then he was kind of like the start of the season rough, and then it was bounced around a bunch. So
65 games last year, 16 points. His playing time on the ice went from 1622 the previous season to 1407. He only shot the puck. I mean, it was only 23 games, but he shot the puck 42 times at a 16% shooting percentage. And then 84 shots. It literally doubled his total last season.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just blows my mind that you're still ranking somebody so highly compared to somebody who has not much has changed from him having him as 5 last year.
Right.
He played 2 or 3 games.
The crazy thing is, like, you have him at 5 last year when he didn't really get to play at all in the NCAA season. And then he played this past season all at Michigan, and then came and had a few games with the Hawks, and then he moves all of a sudden down to 14, which is weird. Scored in his first game as a Hawk.
Could have had a fucking hat trick that game too, the way he was buzzing out there.
Now that I'm thinking about it too, I don't even think he has Slaggert on here either.
No, I don't remember you saying him. Yeah, last year, I mean,
Slaggert's in the part of the list that's has a chance to play.
41 games last year at Michigan, 41 points, 3 games, 1 goal with Chicago, and then at World Juniors he had 8 points in 7 games. Yeah. I don't know how that drops you down to almost 9 spots. I don't know how that performance hurts you. I mean, those are all good numbers.
Yeah.
Did you see, by the way, speaking of Slaggert, did you see that he's skating with Kane at 5th third?
Yeah, I saw that. Dude, anytime anybody's skating with Kane, I'm like, bring him back. anytime Kane is just skating, I'm like, bring him back.
Bring him back. I think next year.
Get a shirt that just says bring him back.
Bring it back.
Bring him back. And then just have 88 on the back of it. And then everybody will know what we're talking about.
Speaking of other players, was it I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday it was announced, backup goaltender, Brossoit is going to be out 5 to 7 weeks after having surgery on his right knee. That timeline puts him very close to the start of the regular season. So you're going to have to imagine we're going to probably start with Mrazek Soderblom combo to start the season. And I think you said it first. You'd be like, I hope Mrazek's ready to play every single game until Brossoit is healthy again.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I think Soderblom gets a lot of hate for the way he plays, because he plays it's ugly. It's ugly. And he's let in a couple of weak ones, but a lot of the games that he ended up losing last year were because the Hawks couldn't score. And like, he didn't give up a ton of goals. There was just more games that he gave up a lot of goals versus Mrazek giving up a lot of goals. But there's plenty of games where he only gave up like 3.
Yeah. The difference,
the Hawks would either get shut out or score 1 goal.
The thing that I've noticed with Soderblom, and I think we talked about it last season, was when he looked like, when he was bad, it was obvious.
Oh yeah.
So when he was good, like it was just like, okay. That's just how
but even when it's good, his style of play is, I think, pretty ugly. So it's just like also not appealing to watch and stressful. Whereas like when Mrazek's good, you're like, oh shit, yes. Like, this is fucking awesome.
He's a very unorthodox style. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah, he just looks weird.
It's how I felt about Crawford though too. Like, when watching Crawford play, I'm like, he gets the job done, but to me, he just doesn't fit that goalie look to me. Like there's like something about it just bugged me about like the way he played, but it worked out, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But
Hawks won games.
Yeah, exactly. I think Soderblom's going to be back. I don't think I think we're beating a dead horse here. We keep talking about it. It's the team that was in front of him last year.
Yeah.
It just wasn't up to NHL standard. And if he gets the chance to play this year, I think it's a different story.
Especially one of the things too is like he was only 24 last year.
Yeah.
Like goalies really don't hit their stride or let alone play as many games in the NHL as he has until they're in their later 20s. So he still has plenty of time. Dude, it's crazy. Like the adjustment, like as you go up in leagues, like it takes a bit to get more well adjusted as a goalie, because then you start to realize like and predict like who's out there, where they're shooting, what's going to happen. Like it's insane, but you never see anybody really come into the league and like tear it up and continue to tear it up. Like
Right.
Usually it's a chess match of like, okay, like I figure you out, and then people are like, okay, well now we figured you out, until like you have to like switch it up. Like there's very few goalies that are just insanely good and can basically stop everybody all the time. But he still has a chance at like getting better and continuing to grow, and just be more impactful in later seasons.
I think he is definitely being set up to be the backup, like at least a solid backup option for Comesso. Like if
that's fine.
Like just go out.
Yeah.
If they're going to run with Comesso as the number one guy, I think Soderblom could be a potentially good 20 start guy,
Yeah.
20
I mean, as the team gets better too, right? Like the team's going to get better around him. He's going to get not as like dangerous of shots. And when you're making more routine saves, I'm sure he'll be completely fine. And he just needs to get more experience. They already trusted him enough to get like a few games like in the past. And then like really run with the backup role last year, playing a little over 30 games.
Yeah, 32 games, 392 goals against average, and an 880 save percentage. So, one more question about that too, though. It's like, because I know before last season we're like, it doesn't matter, we're trying to lose.
Yeah.
Is there a little bit more of importance on, okay, it's not acceptable to like lose last year, like we did last year with these goalies, or like is the leash pretty much the same as it was last year's for them?
I think I mean obviously you want to win games, but I don't think they're expected to win a shit ton. I think they're just expected to go out there, keep us in it kind of stuff. And then like hopefully let the offense, like if they can fucking score goals, that'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. Lastly, what I have on Hawks Talk is the NHL released the national TV schedule. The Hawks will be playing 15 games on national TV, which is right up there. I think that's like tied for second most with a couple teams. Granted, 2 of them are ESPN plus Hulu exclusive games, which is the dumbest shit in the world, but whatever. So yeah. Get used to it, people. The Hawks going to be crammed down your throat again.
Yeah, I mean, that also includes, fucking Winter Classic.
Another thing that everybody's pissed off that the Hawks get again. But hey.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you be better? We're not even that good.
It's all about the market, man. We have the big market. We have the big future face of the league.
Yep.
It's just all lining up perfectly.
Plus, like, Wrigley Field is an instant classic place to play hockey.
Oh, yeah. And it's interesting, too. Again, I forgot. It's on New Year's Eve this year instead of New Year's Day.
Yeah, because they'll actually do it at night. Isn't it, like, later in the evening?
I think it's like a 6 o'clock game. Something
Can you
like that.
imagine, like, you go get tickets to the Hawks game. It's in Wrigley. You're there, and then, like, when the game's over, you you already have like tickets to the bar somewhere around there too for like a like a an open bar package, and you're like, this day's the best. Like I'm just gonna be in Wrigley for 10 hours, just getting hammered, watch hockey for a bit, and then ring in the new year.
Yeah, I'm gladly going to be watching that from home. Not going anywhere near downtown in the bars. I am so fucking over that. That's the biggest rip off of a year or of an event is New Year's Eve. Yeah, Debbie Downer over here. I'll say it. I don't care. It's fucking New Year's sucks.
You got to get the bar packages where it's all you can drink.
Yeah, for only $2,000.
What the fuck? Where are you going?
It's so fucking overpriced, man.
Well, all right.
And plus, I don't really drink anymore either. So
yeah, same. I don't.
There's no point.
I'm saying like when you're in your 20s, like it's actually fucking cool and something to do. Now it's like I am asleep before like New Year's actually happens.
I barely made it to midnight last year, so I
was like, I'll wake up next year. It's fine.
Tool for the shit. All right, you got anything else for Hot Talk?
I think that's it.
All right, let's move on to some NHL talk here, and we will kick it off here with the tragedy that happened on Friday. Well, Thursday night going into Friday. The passing of Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau after they were struck by a drunk asshole. Road rage.
Is it suspected drunk because he had open containers in his car? And I don't know if it was like confirmed.
No, I think it was. I think they, I think they ended up having all the tests done and shit when they had him in jail and shit. Yeah. So it's just, first off, fucking goddamn for the timing. They were in New Jersey for their sister's wedding, which was supposed to be the next day. And then that shit happens, and it's just a completely unnecessary thing to happen.
Oh, yeah.
There's no reason for them to do this, but one asshole who is just feels like they're more important than everybody else and needs to fucking rage. I think he even admitted that. He's like, yeah, no, alcohol definitely played into my rage and frustration trying to get around people.
Yeah, of course. It's fucking stupid. Yeah, it's absolutely just devastating news. Like waking up, seeing that on the news, I was like, and at the point when I saw it, it was a rumor still, and I was like, all right, come on, please, no fucking way, man. Like there's no way. And then it like Columbus ended up coming out and making a statement, which was on like Instagram, which kind of hammered it home that it was just like, what the fuck, dude.
When you sent it, at first I was like, this is just a stupid internet hoax thing again. Mm-hmm. But the fact that from the time frame that they were like, people were talking about it, I'm like, if it wasn't true, I feel like they would have said something by then to, tell people, no, it isn't true. He's safe. Everybody's fine kind of thing. Like there's no truth to the rumor. That's why, like, when I started looking into it more, I was like, there's nobody coming out and saying anything against this. And then I was like, yeah, hearing that. And then it was just like a domino effect. Like one thing came up, you're thinking about, the sister and her wedding and all that kind of stuff. And then you think about Johnny just starting to have his family when he signed in Columbus and out there. So he's got two very young kids,
a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old.
Yeah. That are theoretically probably not going to, I mean, the 6-month-old for sure. The 2-year-old might have some, but like
when they get older, they're not going to have like any actual memories. They're just going to have basically what they're told or in like photos. And that's just like so depressing to me. Cause that's something that gets like me scared.
It hits you home. It hits home for you now. Cause you have a 2-year-old. So it's like,
it terrifies me if anything happens to me and like my son were to grow up and not know who I was.
And then you find out later in the day that Matthew was expecting a child and all that. And then it's like, then you continue to hear stories. And Sean Monahan was on What Chaos a few days before all this happened, and he literally, there was a clip that they put out on social media before all this happened of him talking about him so excited to come to Columbus to play with one of his best friends and having kids that are around the same age, and they're going to be able to get to grow up together now and all that kind of stuff. And then you start thinking about Kevin Hayes and how close he was with Johnny and what he's dealt with losing his brother at 3 years, it was a little past 3 years to the date that Jimmy passed away. And it's just nonstop. And then there was, the Columbus aspect of it with, this is the second player in 3 years that has been killed.
Yep. And it's interesting. I looked into something that there's more of a history with Columbus, which is really weird, that the reason that there's netting around the glass at the rinks is because when Columbus first started as a team, like a 14-year-old girl got hit and went and had a seizure and then passed away. And so now that's why they have the protective netting. And then actually one of the other things was now that Don Waddell is the GM there, this isn't his first experience either, because he was the GM, or he was in the Thrashers organization when Danny Heatley crashed the car and Dan Snyder died.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Dude, this is this whole thing just nonstop. And I've always been one of those people where I'm when I see people having full-blown panic attacks and freaking out because a celebrity dies or something, I'm always come on, you don't know that person. Pump the brakes a little bit. But this one just hits very, I don't know if it's just the age that he was. I mean, he just turned 31.
Yep.
And it's roughly around our age. He's a little bit younger than us. I mean, the 2-year-old, the kid situation, just following him, and just because I was always a Gaudreau fan. I really liked him. He was one of those feel good stories, the undersized player who nobody expected to be anything. He was a 4th round pick, and he turns into this superstar.
Yeah.
And it's just,
dude, I mean, also just looking at all the video tributes to him and hearing everybody's words about him, and just you can tell, even just when he's done interviews, just how kind he is too. And that's so rough. It's so rough thinking about a kid like that getting fucking hit by a car and dying when he has got so much ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, there was one that really hit me was I think it was one of his press conferences with Calgary. I don't know if it was signing an extension or something. Yeah. And he goes, I want to be remembered, when my time's done here, for who I was off the ice. Yeah. And more so than what I was on the ice. And
as a good person.
Yeah. And I saw that, and I'm just dude, and people like that lose their lives all the time for senseless reasons. And these absolute scumbags are perfectly fine, no issues. And this guy's gonna get the most he can get is 20 years for this, and he'll probably be sentenced to 5 to 7 and only serve between 3 and 5, which is the most infuriating thing about this.
That's crazy.
And he showed no remorse for it at all. He was more upset that he's stuck in jail until Thursday because of the holiday, and he was more upset about that than the fact that he just murdered 2 people who clearly were better off in this world than he was. More people benefited from these 2 guys than that single person will ever.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. One positive thing is how quickly the hockey community comes together, though, and having that GoFundMe set up for Matthew Gaudreau's wife and child that's going to be born soon, and they had a $30,000 goal, and right now it's sitting at $509,000.
510.
Yeah.
And then just too, you're talking about the hockey community. I'm trying to see if I can pull it up this again.
It just shows you how close knit it is for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you look at some of the top donations: Panarin's wife, Matthew Shane, Keith Yandel, Hedman's wife, Jared Spurgeon, Mackenzie Wolf, Cam Atkinson.
You say Keith Yandel?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember seeing like Adam Boquist, like all those other kind of guys that have been on his team, but like not even just them. There's also, I don't know if you saw that, there was tributes to Johnny Gaudreau at like OSU's college football game.
Yeah.
Like before that game, there was some
Guardians.
Yeah, the Guardians. I think like even like players outside of hockey even had said something online. I know Jalen Hurts was one. LeBron James said something too. It's just like that's usually not something that like happens where somebody transcends just not their sport and like has an effect where he's met probably plenty of people and everybody really loved him as a person.
Yeah. Dude, and just again, it sucks that these are the situations that have to happen for people to realize that how amazing the hockey community is. Like there's like, I know the hockey community is not perfect. No. There are clearly issues and there's lots of sets that need to be made. But when it comes down to it, it's a tight knit group. And no matter the second you play the game, you are a part of this. And when somebody like this loses their life, like, I mean, it goes back to Humboldt too. Like when that happened and you just saw like the hockey community come together.
Interesting that you brought that up too. One of the players from the Humboldt Broncos crash, he competed in his first Paralympics.
I saw that. Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's like a rower, right?
Yes. Yeah. I thought that was pretty neat. And kind of like, when because it's so comparable in tragedies like this happening, to kind of get that bright spot from like a previous one where like somebody has gone on and done something pretty fucking awesome.
But yeah, so I mean, it's really fucking unfortunate, and it's gonna be really weird not seeing Johnny Hockey out there anymore.
Yeah, and
totally in a selfish mindset. I don't know what I'm gonna do in fantasy now because he was always my like. He's always good for a few points for me, kind of thing. Like him and Kessel. Now I don't got either of them in the NHL playing NHL hockey anymore. But god damn, it sucks.
Maybe the Blue Jackets can sign Phil Kessel.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There was a couple people saying some cool stuff that I'm like, I don't think they can do it, or if they would be able to do it. But they're saying like opening night, the first game at Nationwide, only start off with 4 guys. Let Columbus win the draw, hold the puck for 13 seconds, and blow the play dead. Like kind of because I think basketball has done that before for stuff like that.
Okay.
I mean, there's got to be some tributes. I think that there's going to be in the works and coming. And
oh yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if 13 gets retired, at least in Calgary.
Well, I know that they like when Kip Lennox passed away in Columbus, they put his jersey in the rafters. I don't know I think it was just for the season.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll probably do something along those lines. I'm sure 13 is going to be on the ice too. I'm probably maybe players on every team might have like a 13 on their helmet.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
So yeah, thoughts go out to Gaudreau's family, his friends, and everybody that is impacted by that. And
yeah.
Don't be a fucking asshole. It's 2024. Get a goddamn Uber. Get a Lyft. There's zero fucking reason.
Cars are driving themselves now.
There's there's literally zero reason for you to drink and drive nowadays, except for being a selfish asshole. So let's just move on to some less heavy topics here. Seth Jarvis.
Yeah. What am I quickly becoming one of my favorite players in the league?
Just got paid.
Yeah.
after he was seen wearing a T-shirt with him holding a bag of money. Interesting contract setup, though.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah. So, what you want to go into that?
It's shoot. Let me click on his name. So the deal itself is 8 years at, I think it was like 63 million or something. Because now, okay, of course, because Puckpedia has it as something different. Give me 1 second.
Put you on the spot.
Well, I thought that they were not going to have it that way because I know it's closer to 60. Yeah, 63.2 is the deal, but the way that it's structured, because they have it as 8 years, 59.36 million, which is the way that because of the way it's structured, the cap hit ends up being 7.42 million instead of 7.9. And the thing that's weird about it is because he has a little over $15 million in deferred money as compensation for like a signing bonus in what would technically be year 9 of the deal.
So
does the
deferred money lower the cap hit?
Apparently.
So yeah, so that's why I was asking you before too. Like, I wonder if more teams like near the cap are going to be able to try to like negotiate with players and be like, listen.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, I wonder if that's good because it's not uncommon for this in other sports. I know this is.
I'm curious if that money gets put onto the cap or like how like year 2032 gets affected by it, because it's like his contract's going to be over.
Is it treated like a buyout type of thing or retained salary type thing?
I don't know. It's very
weird.
I
mean, that could even be beneficial too. I mean, retaining like $1 million of signing bonus versus when he's on your team versus having to pay like an extra $2 million in cap hit. It might be worth it.
Well, what I'm thinking is like, the guys that are in like the teams that would be near the cap, if they're looking for, a veteran presence to add like scoring or anything like that, like if you sign that guy to like a 1-year deal with like a year 2 signing bonus, technically, to bring down the average of their 1 year, like how does that affect, or can you do that? Does that affect your cap?
Can you sign for league minimum for a cap hit and then give them like 10 million signing bonus and have no effect on your thing?
I don't think that's how that works at all.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like, is there like a cheat? Is there like a big cheat around this or what? Because it's just weird because I've never heard this with hockey.
Yeah, it says that the deferred compensation is 4.95 from year 1, 4.95 from year 2, and 5.77 from year 3. And then it says that the cap hit is based on present value of deferred compensation. And that really just goes into like money in 2032 is likely not going to be as valuable as money today. So they're kind of like estimating like how much that'll be worth. I don't understand at what point does this ever affect their cap, or like how the hell does this work?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
like, does it affect in 9 years, or does it just like, nope, it's just you basically have 9 signing bonuses with only 8 years of contract?
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. And you gotta
Dumb
wonder if
stuff.
that's going to be something that gets tossed into the new CBA.
Yeah, right. To kind of try and work around it. Yeah, because like if you can just get signing bonuses that don't affect the cap, like a year after you sign a contract, like why not sign with like, if you're a really fucking high up team like Toronto or like, I don't know, Chicago, and just be like, hey, like we'll give you this contract. Here's going to be the AAV. Like it's not what you're looking for, but guess what? You got a $20 million signing bonus coming your way once that deals up. Like, what the fuck is what?
I just fucking picture Vegas right now punching air like, oh my God, a way to cheat the system and we didn't think of it. God damn it.
Oh is it specifically only work with 8-year deals, like max contracts? Like I don't understand. I need more information, and I can't get it because cap friendly is not a thing anymore.
God damn it, cap friendly. You selfish assholes for selling out. No, congratulations on getting full-time jobs with the Capitals. Good job.
Getting paid.
In this environment, good for you, man. Good for
way to go. Way to go. But I hate you.
But yeah, I mean, Seth Jarvis, I mean, that's a great deal. And like you said before, he's only going to be 30 when that deal's up. So he is only going to be in line for even bigger ticket coming after it.
Yeah, dude. You signed a nice 5-6 year deal after that. It's going to get, dude. I wish the Hawks could have gotten him. That would have been sweet.
Hey, come to Chicago in his prime, 30. You know, he'll be right there at that nice little prime age.
Yeah, Bedsy will only be like fucking 27. Yeah, right? Isn't that crazy?
Here's the thing. When you just said that, I don't want to think about Bedsy getting to the point where it's like, oh, when's his career coming down? Because that means we're going to be old as fuck.
Oh, yeah, we'll be in our 50s.
I don't want to think about that.
It's going to be crazy when Bedsy's about to retire and my son's going to be fucking graduating college.
It's so crazy to me, the fact that the guys like we were growing up watching, like the Kane and the Tays and all that, are getting to that era of, all right, well, they had a great career. Let's see if they're going to, hang it up here. And it's
man, I'm still waiting for my career to take off in the NHL. Right. They're already on their way out.
Oh my God. Shit.
I feel like my chances are dwindling right now.
Yeah. I'm failing that year's draft though. That's our year.
Yeah, I just want to get signed out of camp. I just want to get brought to camp.
Last thing I got here it's technically NHL talk again, because the Olympics, NHL are going to the Olympics. The field is set for the 2026 Winter Olympics men's hockey tournament. You got Group A is going to be Canada, Sweden, Switzerland, Italy. Group B is Finland, Germany, Czechia, and Denmark. And Group C, Russia, asterisk, United States, Slovakia, Latvia. The reason there's an asterisk with Russia is it still hasn't been determined if they are going to be allowed to participate. And if they aren't, it's going to be France. Who is going to be in the 2030 game as a host nation regardless.
Cristobal UA.
So I know Freddie Anderson played huge in the qualifying tournament for Denmark. Stopped in like 60 of 65 shots he faced to help them qualify. And then Latvia was the last team to get that last spot in qualifying. So, hey, hopefully, fingers crossed, Russia can't play because the U.S. will have I think that's a very favorable group for them if it's France, Slovakia, and Latvia.
I mean, France, Slovakia will be pretty decent still. And Latvia. I mean, you can't take any days off.
Can't take any days off, no. But you want an easier, better than Canada having to deal with fucking Sweden and Switzerland, who's turn into a hockey powerhouse in terms of just more talent coming through there.
Dude, the world's getting good at hockey, and Canada can't keep up.
I know.
On the goalie end, actually.
And again, it's a shame. It's a shame that their only goalie is Bennington, really, and Aiden Hill. All right, you want to do favorite right-handed defenseman now?
Yeah.
Let's do it. This will be the last of this series.
And then what starts next week?
Next week will be the start of our divisional previews for the 24-25 season. We are back, baby. Hockey. But all right, let's see. Number 4, 6, 7, or 8, or 9, because fuck 5 and 10. And I should probably hit it on the actual screen and not just the display on the...
Oh, I was like, it's going to land on 9. Oh, there we go. It's gonna be 8 again.
We're gonna be 8 again. So I guess maybe next year we just do 6 and 8 because that's how it's been this entire fucking series.
It's pretty sweet.
So all right, so we are doing the top 8 favorite right-handed defensemen. It is based purely on us liking them, nothing to do with statistics or what people actually say. So do you want to kick us off at 8?
Yeah, at 8. Yeah, Drew Doughty.
Same here.
Oh, really? Shut the fuck up. That's so funny.
And I purely put him on there because I've been seeing a lot of his mic'd up trash talk videos again lately. And then the video of him talking like, hey, do you golf? What's your handicap? We should go golfing sometime.
Oh yeah, dude, he's a weirdo. I think he's been really good. I mean, like, obviously he's still good, which has been pretty nice for him, I guess, because when he was really good and like the Hawks were really good, it was a really cool battle. And then just Matthew Tkachuk fucking in his brain made me laugh so hard too.
Yeah.
Dude, I never seen anybody so rattled by someone else that like is really good. Like Drew Doughty's really good, and he was just fucking like
in his ears.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, you know, it's also kind of fitting because he is number 8. So
hey, there we go. All right, number 7.
I got Adam Boqvist.
Boqvist.
I just want him to succeed. I think he got, thrust into the NHL too soon. Then he got traded. It just like has never really. I don't know, they're trying to make him grow up too quick, and then he's had injury issues. Just like, all right, now he's going to be in Florida. We can settle in. Like I want him to. The same thing like Gustav Forsling, dude. He ends up in Florida, and now he's doing great on some people's top 10 list of best defensemen, which is kind of wild. Yeah, but Boqvist can, settle down, be in Florida, fucking find his game the way that like he was projected to find it. They have a wide open back end for like who's going to be the offensive guy since Montour's gone. So yeah,
I have actually him and Yoki Haru I've had as honorable mentions.
Oh, nice.
Just because it's like exactly what you said. It was like I liked them when they were brought into the Hawks. I thought they were going to be a key feature going forward, and then they I think got rushed into it too quick.
Yeah.
But number 7 for me, I'm putting Seth Jones.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Number 6, I got Aaron Ekblad.
Okay.
Staying in Florida. He's still fucking 18 years old. It's crazy.
Stanley Cup champion Aaron Ekblad. Thank you very much.
Champion. Yep.
Number 6, I got John Carlson.
Okay. The American. He's like 36, 37 years old now.
He still puts up fucking points, man. When he's healthy.
Yeah, I guess he does. He was 7 on the points list last year.
Yeah.
He played 82 games. I'm surprised. Good for him.
I mean, that too that was coming off of that year when his leg almost like tore off, wasn't it?
He's only 34. Fuck, he's younger than me. Son of a bitch. Yeah, he only played 40 games last year and had 29 points. Still pretty impactful player, so that's pretty good.
5.
I got Jacob Trouba.
Okay, that's lower than I thought you were gonna put him.
Trouba is a machine, and like I wish he was on the Hawks. And like it's great because I think it's so funny that everybody just fucking hates him because he wants to destroy and murder everybody. And I'm like, yeah, dude, do it.
He definitely falls into that. If he was on my team,
yeah,
I'd like him, but because he's not, I hate him. Okay, number 5 for me, I got Brock Faber.
Oh, okay, you got Faber on your list. Interesting.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's going to be a really good defenseman. I hate that he's on fucking mild, but yeah, and it's like, you know what? I would put him higher up, but didn't win that Calder Trophy, so he doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. All right, number 4, Seth Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, he's number 4. Number 4 is wide open.
Nope. See, you can't. How dare he wear the number?
Yeah, I know.
Of our prince? How dare he?
I wish. he could be half as good defensively as Nicholas Hjalmarsson. But, he's not a bad defenseman. He just gets a lot of fucking hate.
Yeah.
He's not the one that
100%.
came up with the contract. He's not the one bringing the team down. But he is pissing me off when he doesn't fucking pass the puck to the guys that are open, namely Bedard.
Yeah. Number 4 for me, EK65.
Number 4, okay. Also,
Really
just to
movement.
go back to Seth Jones for a second, he was 3rd in time on ice for the right-handed defenseman with over 25 minutes. Over 25 minutes a game. Brock Faber, though, right behind him, only like 30 seconds behind. I'm curious, actually. Now I'm gonna kind of get rid of, just real quick. I'm gonna get rid of the handedness. He was 4th in the for all defensemen.
Damn.
Yeah, he eats minutes, man. It's gonna happen.
Number 3.
Wait, who was your 4th?
4th was EK65.
EK65. Yeah, what a beautiful motherfucker that guy is. Gotta love him. 3, I got Mo Sider.
Yep.
I still think he's going to be really good. I feel like it's been pretty quiet in Detroit. And
Somebody offers you.
Yeah, dude. He still doesn't have a contract. It's
I want
crazy.
his jersey, but I don't want a Detroit jersey, so somebody offers you.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sure that'll happen. I was going to say, speaking of the season starting soon, there's plenty of RFAs that still aren't signed. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, yeah.
My
1, 2 are going to be the same here, so let's see what you say.
My number 2 is, you think our 1 and 2 are going to be the same?
I think so.
You're already wrong. You already have my 1. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
number 2, I got Brandon Montour.
Okay.
I just thought I really liked what he did in Florida. That's about it. I couldn't decide on Montour or Sider at number 2. Or 3. So I just kind of threw him on there.
Number 2, I have Adam Fox.
Yeah. He's not even on my list. And then number 1, EK65.
No shit.
Fucking one of my favorite players over the last 10, 15 years. Not 15, 10 years. Easily one of my favorite players.
I'm shocked he didn't have Cale Makar.
No, I don't give a shit about Cale Makar.
He's number 1 on my list, so.
Dude, I was at the game that he walked Kirby Doc in OT and fucking scored on Fleury, and I was like, fuck that guy.
That was the moment Kirby Doc's career ended in Chicago. He was done from that point on.
Yeah, not even fair. Not even fucking fair. Just, he's already in the fucking show. Should have taken his time a little bit more. Fucking gets put out there on the 3-on-3 against McKinnon and fucking Makar. And they're like, yeah, good luck. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, no, I don't give a shit about Makar. I fucking know he's good. And I hate it.
All right, let's go 3 dislikes. Number 3.
Oh, my honorable mention was Brent Burns.
Yeah, he was on my list too. Or was on the list that I crossed off.
Yeah.
And Montour too, but I crossed him off.
Okay. Number 3 for dislike defenseman, Seth Jones.
Yep.
because of the things that I said before, where he doesn't pass the puck to the guy that's open, namely Connor Bedard. And if he can figure that out, and shit, it'd be so much better for him.
You want people to stop talking shit about your contract? Fucking pass the puck to Bedard. God damn it, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Stop skating in overtime and then fucking missing the net and having it fucking ring around all the way. And then you're fucking just sitting in the fucking offensive zone oh, maybe I should be back there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sometimes you gotta take your chances. Number 2, Cody Ceci.
Cody Ceci, okay.
Yeah, not a fan. It's just I don't know how he still plays in the NHL.
Number 2 for me is McAvoy.
Oh, really? Yeah, I was wondering. I was thinking about putting McAvoy on actually both lists because like he's that type of player of like if he was on my team, I'd be like, fuck yeah.
I don't know. He's just got such a punchable face.
Oh yeah, he looks like a baby.
And he plays for Boston, so it's just easy to hate him.
Yeah. That's
all right,
yeah.
Who's your number one?
Rasmus Ristolainen. I don't know how he still also plays in the NHL. That man is like he's like a minus 1,000. Who's your number one?
My number one is Trouba.
Oh, okay.
Because fuck that guy, unless he was in the Blackhawks sweater. But fuck that guy.
Let's see. Where is? I gotta find out if Ristolainen's hit negative 1,000 yet. I mean, Seth Jones is probably like right behind him, but Seth Jones is on my team. So. Seth Jones was a minus 15 this year.
Yeah, he did a lot better. Thank you, Vlasic.
Yeah. Or it's Sider, minus 7.
Ristolainen's minus 182 career.
Okay, so he's getting there. he's 182?
Minus 182.
Whew. Okay, now
is there anybody minus 1,000 in their career?
I don't know.
I'm like,
he's almost minus 200.
You said it so confidently that I was like, oh, maybe that is a common thing. And then I'm looking at him like, he's not even close.
No, I just feel like that. I don't know if that guy's ever had a plus season.
He's been better, though. The last 3 seasons, -6, -4, -9, the closest he's been to positive was -2 in the 1920. And that's also because the season got cut short because of COVID.
Yeah. Well, he's also not playing as many minutes now, too. That's why he's a -6.
No, he's only played the last 2 seasons it dropped. But he also only played 31 games this year. And he was a -6, so that's...
I mean, here's the other thing. He's 2-1 all-time in faceoffs.
That's impressive.
Yeah, as a defenseman.
Good for him.
It's funny.
So, all right, episode 288. I think we're just going to call this the Gaudreau.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. We will be back starting next week with our divisional previews. Where do you want to start next week? We'll definitely start in the East.
Wherever this is the Pacific. I can't think of no, not the Pacific.
West.
No, that's so dumb. The Atlantic, that's what I meant.
The other ocean?
Yeah, the other one. I want to say that because that's where Florida is. We'll start where Florida fucking is.
All right, so we'll start Atlantic, then Metro, then Pacific, then Central, and then the day before. Or we might have to figure that one out because I don't know if we want to post the episode the same day as the season opener.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll figure that out. But then either way, then the last episode before the start of the season will be previewing the Blackhawks and giving our overall season predictions. So
yes,
hockey is almost back. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
So make sure to follow us on all your favorite podcast feeds. Spotify and Apple Podcasts are the big 2. Social media at WCB Podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And we will see you on the next one.
All right. Love you, boys. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the WCB Podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast. To connect with Jerem and Tanner, check out the boys at WCB Podcast on all social media. We'll see you next time.